I've slowly realized that writing books and all these events are actually a big part of who I am. And sometimes things turn out well. I completed 2 years of military service.
What did you do in the military?
I was a reconnaissance scout. Well, it's not like it keeps me up at night, or that I have to drink a lot of alcohol to cope with it, but I notice that I think more about things like that.
Hello, my dears. Welcome to part 2. What is Professor Dr. Michael Tsokos actually doing? The first part, you can watch that. Today we're continuing because whenever I film with Professor Dr. Michael Tsokos, we talk so much. I've learned many great things and want to share them with you. Enjoy part 2.
This is awesome too. An academy of 1,000 corpses, they performed illegal autopsies. That's also an absolutely incredible story. In Berlin.
No.
Yes, in Berlin. Pre-med semester, but I wasn't admitted. You'll hear all about it soon. Everything.
No, there was...
Unbelievable decay. No. An illegal academy for cadaver dissections.
And who brought their corpses there?
They bought those in the United States of America.
At Corpses 24D.
Yes, in some states you can buy bodies and body parts. And they actually had them shipped and sent via Frankfurt Airport. And it went through customs.
Really? And customs complain when we order Red Bull from Japan?
Sure, but you can get body parts.
You really learn something from you. It's entertainment, it's educational. How do you get on stage? Do you prepare again, feel nervous, or have another drink?
No, neither one nor the other. So I'm neither nervous nor do I prepare for it. I have it all in my head. The good thing is, as an expert in your field, no one can fool you since you only share what's correct. I don't have to memorize any choreography or texts. I just look at the pictures and say what comes to my mind.
What comes to your mind too much? That one is running a...
Yeah, this is kind of a comic relief here, you know. Before this, it was all about dismembering corpses. And now they're taking a breather. Aaron has to check now if you can still hear me all the way up at P5. Yeah, great, awesome acoustics, great hall, fantastic.
The first book or audiobook, that was this one. Dead bodies always float to the top. Are dead bodies always pale? How did it come about that you eventually said, I want to write a book?
I advised a thriller author, and he asked me to share some of my cases. And then he said, all these stories, you should write them down. And then I thought, yeah, I could do that. I spent 2 or 3 years searching for a publisher, as everyone said no one would want to read it. Forensic medicine and death? Why don't you write something philosophical about death? But I'm not a philosopher. I'm a forensic pathologist. So it took forever until I found a publisher. And then the first book, that was On the Trail of Death, was the first one, and that became a bestseller. And then, yeah, I started to enjoy it. First wrote nonfiction books, then met Sebastian Fitzer, wrote Abgeschnitten with him, and then moved into fiction.
How does that make you proud? Stickers?
Yes, well, yes.
Yeah, the answer is just yes, I don't care.
Aaron. Yes, actually, yes. I just care that the readers like it. And from those I get feedback from. Of course, a spot on the bestseller list is great, and it means you have good sales numbers. What I really want is feedback from readers who enjoy reading my books and have a great time with them. That's much more important than a sticker like that.
Which book sells out the fastest?
The First Patient, because it's the newest one.
How new is it?
It just came out on June 2nd.
Congratulations. So how much is that?
That's the 26th. The 27th is done and will be released in September.
Did you say you'd stop at a certain number, like Quentin Tarantino, at 100 or 11 or so?
No, but I kind of set myself a limit, like 60, that maybe I'll stop with books when I'm 60.
With 60 books or at 60 years old?
At 60 years old, okay.
I'm a big crime fan and love listening to the popular podcast Mordlust. Shout out to them. And back then they reported on the Silvio S. case. And it was said that he put a mask on the boy to... I don't know why. What was the mask for?
Probably on the one hand for his sexual desires, because he simply didn't want to see the face of this suffering boy, but rather this latex mask. And it was just a sex mask where only the mouth was exposed.
Because you had to test something, there's a myth I want to verify. Is it true you mentioned it to your son? Put it on and say something.
Exactly. I actually did that, but not with this mask. Instead, I found some changes on the neck of one of the murdered boys that I couldn't assess. I knew they had something to do with the cause of death, but I didn't know where they came from. I sat through the entire trial as an expert witness and photographed all the evidence presented. And after that, I looked through these pictures, and when I saw the stiff neck, that's a kind of neck brace, in the photo I took, I knew that was it. I got the same item and tried it with my son, who was the same age, height, and weight then. I recreated it with one of the victims and then projected them on top of each other and showed that in court as well. And that was convincing enough for the court, as it explained the cause of death.
What sentence did Silvio S. receive?
Life imprisonment, but without subsequent preventive detention. So, he'll be released at some point. Or maybe not. That's still being reviewed. I believe the mother's lawyers, as joint plaintiffs, will do all they can to prevent his release again.
Rightly so.
Aaron, I'm going to change and put on a clean shirt first. Yeah, I'm changing now, I am.
I'd really love it if you came on stage like that.
Yeah, but that's too much. You think so? Yeah, I think that's too much now.
I would have said it's too much if you were still covered in blood.
You would do me a big favor if you could play the market crier here for a bit. I remember from Kotbus that you're good at it.
Yes, I really can.
And boost the merch sales a bit? That's included too.
That's included. Yes, I can do that. The viewers are in, they've rushed in, and now it's time to sell. Now we're making sales for Dr. Michael Tsokos. Hello, I'm selling now. What can I get you? All for free? That's not possible. Then he'd need the fit sack. So what do you want? I'd like a t-shirt. A t-shirt. Here you go. Great. Awesome. That's all. Yeah, okay, here's my offer. You take the t-shirt, come on, and you'll get a cap with it. Yeah, okay, let's do that. I made a quick sale right away. Very good. You only wanted to spend 10. Yeah, we also have the themed hoodie, which says, I don't have any skeletons in my closet, but I'm working on them. Is that card correct? Do you get a cap? Yeah, look, another cap for you. Thank you. Should I put this with Tsokos or in my bag? I don't care. Very good. The black cups will be gone soon, and now they cost 15. Here's my offer. We'll play rock, paper, scissors. If you win, you get your money back and keep the stuff. If I win, I keep the money. Let's play one round of rock, paper, scissors. Noel, nothing extra. I'm doing rock. 1, 2, 3. Have a nice day. I'm so annoyed. Did you buy it today or another time? Gloves for free. Dr. Tsokos' bachelor party. If things go wrong, you know how to make a body disappear without a trace. Because you're getting married, it's on me. What are you doing now, even before it starts?
I'm just chatting with you. Maybe not nonsense, just normal stuff. Then probably around 10 to 8, the sound technician will come and wire me up. That means I'll get a headset. Once everyone is in, we'll start at 8 post meridium. Then you'll go on stage.
I'll handle the 2030 first, then we'll see. We've already discussed everything. Your origins and journey from Hamburg to Berlin. Then really, I have to admit, I always thought you played a lot. I have so many cases. But after seeing almost only new ones in your presentation, even though we meet and talk often, I guess I can continue at some point. If you don't want to anymore.
There's always something new coming up. With me, it can...
Something could happen and you'd think, that's a strange way to die.
Actually, yes, it was strange. I recently had a case unlike anything before. You'd think that after 30 years you've seen it all. It was a dead man who was hanging from a faucet which he had bitten into. No joke. He was stuck in his kitchen sink, biting down on a faucet, on that faucet, and the water was running. That was waterboarding, real waterboarding. What happened?
I have no idea. I'm trying to picture it right now, and my head is exploding.
He obviously wanted to drink water at night and then had an epileptic seizure. We confirmed it with a tongue bite, and it was known he had epilepsy. And he bit into that faucet so hard that his teeth got stuck and he couldn't get loose. And the water kept running. And then he basically... What is that, drowning? It's not exactly drowning. The lungs just aspirated water, which isn't typical drowning. I've never seen this before. Waterboarding for real, or what we've also been seeing more often lately, which I'll also talk about in the lecture now. Sewer deaths. That's your generation, Aaron. You're all running around with your phones glued to your hands.
No, that's just one of those Facebook... A group like that can't be real. People walking, then just falling into an open sewer.
Check if the phone is open, then it falls into the sewer. People think their phone is their whole life. They lift the manhole cover and hang head first into the sewer. But it's a stupid idea, because the manhole is at least 2 meters deep. If I'm hanging head first in a 2-meter shaft, how can I get out? Sadly, he drowned in the sewer hanging head first.
Do people drink in the sewer?
Yes, if there's water down there. of course.
I'm so curious. So I hear that you're going to keep touring in the future?
In any case, we've planned to continue this until 2026.
Wow, that's still quite a while. The State Institute will continue?
It will continue. I work there 3 days weekly.
You're really still active for 3 days and then also on tour?
Exactly. You asked me earlier when I did my last autopsy. That was 2 days ago. I performed an autopsy on someone who fell out of a window. I actually work at the State Institute on those 3 days. I've reduced my working hours to 3 days. I'm still the director, managing nearly 100 people, and I'm also here to do the work that I actually enjoy the most.
The podcast is gone for now. Will there be something new?
I felt like it got worn out. I did podcasts for 5 or 6 years. It was fun, but at some point, the topic was just done. Same with my series Abduction with Jan Josef Liefers on RTL. I didn't feel like doing it anymore either. Sometimes things are just announced. I'm excited about this event, but if I lose interest, something else, maybe even a podcast, will come up.
You need to say that up front. Sure, you could make some money, but saying that's enough now on a podcast matters?
My podcast had 26 million views. I knew that last year, probably even more now. Sure, you make some money with it, but I think you have to do it honestly. And you have to enjoy it. And at some point, I woke up one morning and thought, oh no, I'm not doing another season.
I'm curious, so we're going backstage in a moment? Hey, there were people sitting everywhere. Everywhere I walked around from home, there were people even way out on the far right. But it's well done. You'll be seen on stage, but not a bit of nervousness.
No.
What's the worst that could happen on stage?
The worst thing would be a power outage.
What if you go over time? Is it okay if you go 20 minutes longer? I've always heard about that. I always know the venues. We need to pack now since those people are coming tomorrow, and we'll have to do this again.
No, we've rented the venue, I don't know for how long, but we'll definitely be here until 1 or 2 in the morning tonight. So by we, I mean Brian and me. I'll be signing and he'll be coordinating the line.
You make time for anyone who wants an autograph.
Everyone can take a photo and get an autograph. I have thousands of autograph cards with me. Wow.
What do most people in Germany vote for?
According to the official statistics, heart-related deaths, and that's summed up. And that's certainly correct. Heart attacks, myocarditis, enlarged hearts from high blood pressure, essentially all heart-related issues. And after that, of course, come the cancer deaths.
Is there such a thing as the perfect crime?
If you look at this missing person case, Rebecca from Berlin,
Yeah, so...
no one truly thinks she just ran away or is still alive.
Yeah.
That's pretty close to the perfect crime because nobody knows what happened.
That's true, but let's put it this way. The perfect crime with a body.
Yeah, exactly. It has to involve a body.
No, I mean if it's on your table, right? Like, I'm going to kill Fabi now because the bill is too high. Yeah, and he ends up on your table. How can I keep you from noticing?
If he ends up on my table, I'll know. You have to make sure that you forge the death certificate in such a way that the body doesn't end up in forensic medicine. If he chooses me, I'll wonder, Fabi, what did Aaron do?
Then you tell the bill it's all checked and okay. Now you said it's already really crowded up there, it's kind of coming. Butterflies in your stomach, right? No? I'm really excited. You walk and stumble.
Yeah. Then everyone laughs. We have the first laugh of the evening. That's great. Then the mood is even more relaxed.
Okay, we've known each other for a long time. We've made 1,000 videos. It feels like we've always talked about everything on the side. Fella, I haven't seen your show yet. I'll do a hardcore car review later. That's what I want. Final question before the show. What's the dumbest death you've had at the table? Cell phone is already pretty bad. Is there anything worse?
There were 3 guys who took a hand grenade from the Second World War. Found it. It looked like this microphone, almost like a stick grenade. And then they had a fire barrel going and made a fire there. One person said, "We found a hand grenade, grabbed it and threw it in." Another said, "That's too dangerous for me," and left. And the others blew up. That's pretty stupid, isn't it?
That's one level. They were probably subscribers of mine. That's just so...
Darwin Award for the dumbest deaths.
Wow. Okay. Well, then I'll go on stage now, warm it up, and then you'll go out there in the right mood. A wonderful good evening. Are you in the mood for Professor Dr. Michael Tsokos? Yes. I've already been to the doctor in Cottbus. And it really happens regularly during the lecture that people feel sick. It's true. So the average is 3 people throwing up in the evening. You're laughing now. But if the person behind you doesn't leave soon, your evening could be ruined. So you need to be aware of that. Food, are you in the mood for Professor Dr. Michael Tsokos? Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. My dear, are you happy?
Absolutely, very satisfied.
But when you told the story about Savio S., you could hear a pin drop. Everyone was silent, and there were 4,500 people. Incredible.
That's really incredible. It's about storytelling and engaging them at key moments. And then also this relief, a bit of a feeling. Phila!
Exactly. Now you've done 90 minutes of action, and now it's still...
100 minutes of action, then at least 200 minutes of signing. I'm curious about the line length.
Yeah, let's take a look. Age before beauty. When you see all the people now, your motivation goes up.
Yeah, but it was never low.
And how was it?
It was great. As a nurse, I found it very interesting.
Yes, that's an answer. So, my dears, the show is over. The line is really endless. Professor Dr. Michael Tsokos is giving everyone an autograph and a photo. I'm going home now, and I hope you had fun. Feel free to follow him on Instagram, attend a show, and enjoy. You'll notice the difference. There were moments in between. It was a bit quiet, but there was also a lot of laughter. It's definitely worth it. And I hope I was able to answer the question, what does actually